Sairam, today's discussion and deliberation, Chintan Manthan, as we Saipanthis talk about, given a name. The topic is a recent incident where one of the leading monks of the ISKCON order, his name is, Amogha Leela Prabhu. He has made certain comments and he has spoken in a very condescending manner about Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Shri Swami Vivekananda. So our effort is not to stoop down to the level of retaliation. We do not believe in it. But if this conversation of ours reaches them, it's good. Otherwise, whoever hears, this is something which we want to present our opinion. And our thoughts, possibly this will bring some amount of clarity for people who also have these questions, which this gentleman, a senior ISKCON, whatever, monk, vice president of Vrindavan Center or whatever, has spoken about. We don't have to stoop down to those levels, but we can certainly voice our opinion and of course express our objections to the way he has spoken. तो हमारा प्रयत्न है कि हम जो अभी सुनने में आया है कि सोशल मीडिया पर भी चल रहा है कि एक व्यक्ति है जो साधु है, संत है, ISKCON के थ्रू, ISKCON में उनका नाम है अमोघ लीला प्रभु। तो उन्होंने बहुत ही तुच्छ तरीके से स्वामी विवेकानंद जी के बारे में और श्री रामकृष्ण परमहंस जी के बारे में बहुत ही गलत बात की है, गलत तरीके से भी बात की है, बहुत ही घटिया शब्दों में उनको बताया गया है, दर्शाया गया है। तो हमारा यही प्रयत्न है, हम उनके स्तर पर उतरने वाले नहीं हैं और हम सिर्फ यही चाहते हैं कि भाई जो उन्होंने कहा, यदि वो प्रश्न किसी और के मस्तिष्क में होवे तो उसका उत्तर हम देंगे, उसका भी हम जो भी है, जितना हम समझते हैं, हम भी समझाने की कोशिश करेंगे। बस यही प्रयत्न है, हम ना उनके खिलाफ कुछ कहने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, इसमें हमारा प्रयत्न वो नहीं है। So let us start first about Krishna consciousness, ISKCON as an organization. Krishna Bhakt is them also, we are also. We also are Krishna Bhakts. We are also followers of Krishna, Lord Krishna. We have our own way. They have their own way. But the whole movement of ISKCON is based on Krishna consciousness, of course. And the foundation of it is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. हम भी भगवत गीता पर ही विश्वास करते हैं, अपना जीवन हम भगवत गीता पर ही चलाते हैं और भगवत गीता पर ही निर्भर है ये ISKCON का जो मूवमेंट है। ISKCON में हमेशा भगवत गीता की ही बात की जाती है और हम भी भगवत गीता की ही बात करते हैं, हम भी भगवत गीता पर ही निर्भर होते हैं, अपने योग साधना में हो, हमारे कोई भी पथ में हो। हम भी सनातनी हैं, हम भी हिंदू हैं, वे भी हिंदू हैं। लेकिन मेरा एक ही प्रश्न है, जब आप उस भगवत गीता को बेचते हो, गली गली में खड़े रह के आप भगवत गीता को बेचते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, ठीक है बेचिए। लेकिन आपके जो उस भगवत गीता के ऊपर क्या लिखा गया है, भगवत गीता एज इट इज। द इस्कॉन मूवमेंट सेल्स भगवत गीता, दिस सेल भगवत गीता which Lord Krishna gave it for the benefit of the mankind. He never sold or charged money. But these people who sell Bhagavad Gita, they have written on the book that Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is the biggest lie. You have been selling a lie for time immemorial. Bhagavad Gita, as per the interpretation of Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, accepted. But what you have written in Bhagavad Gita is definitely not as it is. There are X number of shlokas, there are X number of chapters, that is as it is. What you have written is such a huge voluminous text. It is definitely not as it is. It is a lie. It's a blatant lie. You want to have a copyright on as it is accepted. It is as per the interpretation of the master whom you follow accepted. But it is definitely not as it is. You are lying. It's a lie. Not for a moment I am commenting on the content of what you believe as it is. What you say it is as it is. I am not talking about the content. That is your interpretation or your guru's interpretation, but certainly it is not as it is. I do not know why you have not been refrained by the Sanatana Dharma, followers of Sanatana Dharma, thus far, that you are selling it as it is, because it is not as it is. It is your opinion. Your master's opinion, his interpretation. Balagangadhar Tilak Shri, what he wrote, he called it Gita Rahasya. He never said it is as it is. Many people have written opinions, interpretations on Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Nobody has said that it is as it is. They said, this is my bhashya. This is my opinion. First, refrain yourself from calling it as it is. It is not as it is. Number one. ये जो भगवत गीता ये लोग बेचते हैं, इस्कॉन वाले, जो लिखा गया है कि ऊपर उस मतलब ग्रंथ पर कि ये भगवत गीता जैसे भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने कहा वैसे ही है, बिल्कुल नहीं है। जो उन्होंने श्लोक ऊपर लिखा है वो बिल्कुल वैसे ही है, लेकिन उसका जो भाषांतर हुआ है, उसका अर्थ और तात्पर्य जो उन्होंने निकाला है वो उनके हिसाब से निकाला है, श्री भक्तिवेदांत श्रीला प्रभुपादा जी ने निकाला है। वो हमारे लिए एज इट इज नहीं है। भगवान श्री जी कृष्ण ने जो हमारे लिए जो कहा भगवत गीता वो अलग है, उसको इस्तेमाल किया गया है, उसको अपने ही तरीके से उसका वर्णन किया है, उसको दर्शाया गया है और उसको कहा गया कि ये एज इट इज है। क्यों भाई? पहली बात, आपका जो बुक है, क्योंकि उसको मैं मेरा भगवत गीता नहीं कहता हूं, क्योंकि वो उस पर हमें कोई विश्वास नहीं है। आपका जो उस पर अर्थ और तात्पर्य आपने जो निकाला है, आप जो उसको पढ़ते हो, आपके लिए अच्छी है, मेरे लिए नहीं, हमारे लिए। तो हम उसको पुस्तक ही कहेंगे, हमारा भगवत गीता नहीं कहेंगे। पहले वो बदलिए। फर्स्ट यू चेंज द फैक्ट दैट इट इज नॉट एज इट इज, दैट भगवत गीता इज नॉट एज इट इज योर इंटरप्रिटेशन। बाल गंगाधर नाथ तिलक ने कहा, उन्होंने कहा गीता रहस्य। संत ज्ञानेश्वर ने जो दिया महाराष्ट्र में, उसको ज्ञानेश्वरी कहा गया। हर किसी ने जो भगवत गीता पर भाष्य दिए लिखा, उन्होंने कभी कहीं ये नहीं कहा कि जैसा था वैसे ही रहना चाहिए, लेकिन वो भाष्य जो है वो आपका समझ है, आपका दर्शाया गया है, आपका जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, हमारे लिए नहीं है। हमारे लिए वो सिर्फ पुस्तक है। भगवत गीता हमारे लिए सबसे श्रेष्ठ है। हम भी भगवत गीता पर ही जीते हैं। So this is first of all fundamental difference, which is highly objectionable. Why it has been allowed to be called as it is. Number one. Second, coming to this gentleman, Amoga Leela Prabhu, whatever. I always felt the culture of my dharma, the Sanatana dharma, which we follow. We are also yogis. We belong to Avadhuta Sampradaya. We are the followers of Sri Adiguru Dattatreya and his Purnavatara Sri Shirdi Sainath Maharaj. But there is a difference. There are two things. When you are a spiritual master or any master, you're a leader, you're a master, you're a public figure. There are two things when you communicate. First, what you say. Second, the way you say what you say. जब भी हम समाज में रहते हैं, किसी भी, चाहे वो राजनीति होवे या धर्म का कार्य होवे, जो भी हो, दो चीजें हैं। एक है हम क्या कहते हैं और हम जो कहते हैं कैसे कहना चाहिए। बस दो चीजें। इन दोनों में इस व्यक्ति ने इतनी घटिया तरीके से बात की है। सिर्फ अब नहीं, मैं काफी सारे नहीं, दो जितने भी थोड़ी बहुत वीडियोस उनके जो देखे हैं मैंने यूट्यूब में, उनका कहने का ढंग, उनका अर्थ और तात्पर्य, उसमें कोई कुछ है नहीं। और घटिया तरीके से, जैसे कि गली का कोई मवाली बात कर रहा हो, क्षमा चाहता हूं बुरा माने लगे तो, लेकिन बिल्कुल वैसे ही बात करते हो। थोड़ा तो भगवान श्री कृष्ण का नाम लेके जीते हो तो थोड़ी सी गांभीर्य रहना चाहिए एक व्यक्ति में। जिस तरीके से आप अपना जो भी दर्शाते हो, जो भी चीज आप कहते हो, थोड़ा ढंग से, थोड़ा उसमें अर्थ होए, थोड़ा गांभीर्य होवे। घटिया तरीके से आप जो बात करते हो बहुत ही तुच्छ लगता है। The way you speak, the way this gentleman speaks and what he speaks, both the content as well as the narrative is so disgusting. It's so cheap and low. You are representing, you're taking the name of my Lord Krishna. My Lord Krishna. Please have some dignity, have some decency, have some mannerism in how you speak. What you speak is important. How you speak is also equally important. Your body language matters. You speak like one street gunda or a thug. I'm sorry to say, if it has hurt you, so be it. This is what I felt, the way you have spoken about some of the greatest masters. Anyway, going forward, this is about the background. Going forward. Now, how you have spoken is condemnable. I condemn. What you have spoken, I want to offer a clarity. Not to you. I'm sure you're so learned and such a great, we are nothing. We are very basic simple people. I am nothing. You must be the greatest of the masters, but I am nothing. Whatever little that I understand, I am contesting your statements and I'm presenting it for whoever wants to hear or whoever hears. Now, जो मैं कहना चाहता हूं, आपके विरुद्ध में कुछ नहीं कह रहा हूं. आपका जो स्थायी, मतलब आप तो ऊंचे स्तर पे बैठे हुए हो, हम तो कुछ नहीं है. हम तो शून्य में विश्वास रखने वाले हैं, खुद एक शून्य है, कुछ नहीं है. लेकिन आपने जो जिस तरीके से कहा गया है, जिस तरीके से आपने दर्शाया, वो आपत्तिजनक है. हम उसे मानते नहीं है, हम उसका निंदा करते हैं. दूसरी बात, आपने जो कहा, कुछ 4-5 विषयों पर आपने टिप्पणी की है, उसके बारे में मैं जितना मेरी समझ है, मैं आपको मतलब दुनिया के सामने आपको तो मैं नहीं समझा सकता हूं. आप तो सब समझ चुके हैं. जिस तरीके से आप बात करते हो, सब जानते हो, सर्वांतर्यामी हो, सकल गुण संपन्न हो. हम आपसे कुछ नहीं कह रहे, लेकिन आपने जो कहा कुछ विषयों पर, उस पर हमारा उत्तर ये है. मेरा उत्तर ये है. पहला प्रश्न, पहले आपने कहा, उसका एक छोटा सा मैंने लिस्ट बनाया है. आपत्तिजनक बात है आपने जो कही. द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू सेड, you have made a statement in a condescending manner, is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's famous quote, Jato mat tato poth. Am I right in my pronunciation? I'm asking somebody to confirm it.
Yes, bhaiya. Jato mat tato poth.
Jato mat tato poth. What it means is, as you have written, every opinion leads to a direction / resolution. Right? And what did this gentleman say? He says, if someone wants to travel from India to Australia, he has to travel through one specific route. Otherwise, he will never reach his destination. And please, I would definitely say, grow up. Don't you understand metaphor? An example. You are a spiritual master. You are a leader of a leading spiritual organization, enterprise, spiritual enterprise. Anyway, so what it means, Jato mat tato poth, means every opinion leads to a direction or a resolution. So what you said is besides the point. Even a young man or a child can understand what is a metaphor. जब श्री रामकृष्ण परमहंस जी ने कहा कि जतो मत ततो पोत, इसका मतलब आपने कहा कि किसी भी रास्ते से जाओ, आप कहीं से भी जाओ, मतलब आपको अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाना है तो एक ही रास्ते में जाना है, ये करना है. मतलब आपने जो कहा उसकी तो हम बात नहीं करना चाहते, क्योंकि इट इज नॉट वर्थ इन्वेस्टिंग आवर टाइम ऑन इट एनीवे. मेटाफोर जो कहते हैं, उदाहरण जो कहते हैं, उदाहरण समझते हो आप, तो उसका है, उदाहरण के तौर पे कहा गया है. What it means is, every religious opinions, every order, the beauty of eternal evolution. The day the evolution ends, the growth ends. What beautifully Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says is, as there are more number of opinions which generates, your brain is at work. The same Bhagavad Gita, so many people have written their bhashyas. Every time I read Bhagavad Gita, every time I get a new meaning. new interpretation. We are a land of spiritual thinkers. That is what Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji has said. More opinions, more ways, more you have, in contemplation, you get more opinions and it opens up to more different ways. What is wrong in it? What is so condemnable about it? That is the whole basis on which this land is eternally evolving. People of this culture are eternally evolving. We are not stranded. जब श्री रामकृष्ण परमहंसा जी ने कहा कि भैया जतो मत ततो पोथ, मतलब जैसे आप चिंतन करोगे, मंथन करोगे, जैसे आपके अंदर जो कुछ विचारधारा उभर आएगी, उस पर आप विचार करोगे, एक नया रास्ता भी निकल सकता है। जैसे आप सोचेंगे वैसे ही आपका एक रास्ता भी निकल सकता है। तो हमेशा आप चिंतन मंथन में रहो। अर्थशास्त्र में, सॉरी, आई मस्ट से टेक बैक माय वर्ड, इन संख्या शास्त्र में यही लिखा गया है। संख्या शास्त्र में तो चिंतन मंथन ही तो चलता है। हर बार आप भगवत गीता को पढ़ेंगे, आपके जो बुद्धि अनुसार, हमारे संस्कार के अनुसार, हमारे जो अर्थ और तात्पर्य के ऊपर हमारा जितना ये पकड़ है, उसके अनुसार हमें नई चीजें मिलती है, नई चीजें समझ आती है। उसमें कौन सी बात गलत कह दी है श्री रामकृष्ण परमहंसा जी? मैं तो नहीं समझता हूँ। As you start evolving, as you start progressing, you have different opinions that emanate, and it's a very beautiful thing. You have always put your brain at work, your gray cells are working. So what is wrong in it? I think, well, we do not, have to. This statement which has been made is very shallow. It is not for someone of your stature, right? Now, the other thing is, I'll save the best for the last, which is about, non-vegetarian food that Swami Vivekananda had consumed during his life. We'll take that last, because that can be most contentious. So Swami Vivekananda smoked, right? That a good person does not smoke. That, psychedelics.
A Siddha Mahapurush
हाँ,
never smokes. A self-realized person never smokes.
महाराष्ट्र में हम महाराजों का धरती कहते हैं। ये राजा महाराजों का महाराज नहीं, जो हम कहते हैं कि योगियों के, योगी राजों का। We have the land of Maharashtra is a land where we have Maharaj. So that land of Maharashtra has so many Maharaj, not the kings in literal sense, but the spiritual Maharaj. Swami Samartha, Gajanana Maharaj, Akkadkot Maharaj, Swami Samartha Akkadkot Maharaj एक ही है। शिरडी साईनाथ महाराज, वो सारे चिल्लम पीते थे। वो उनमें से कोई भी सिद्ध पुरुष नहीं है। All these gentlemen, all these masters, the Avadhutas, Sri Gajanana Maharaj, Akkadkot Maharaj, Swami Samartha, Sainath Maharaj, and many, many such Maharajas. Greatest of the spiritual masters, they used to smoke chillam. So they are not Siddha Purushas. They are not great men, great spiritual masters. There are millions and millions and millions of followers. So a common and a simple follower of a master, great Avadhutas, I guess is more evolved than you. That He understands that these men do it, but they are not addicted to any of this. They will have their own reasons, right? One of the reasons which I may quote from Sri Sai Satcharitra, one of the disciples of Shirdi Sainath Maharaj had this bronchitis. And when he was in Dwarka Mai, when Baba used to, spend his day, where Baba spent his life, 63, 65 plus odd years, Baba lit a chillam. And he called that guy who had this bronchital attack at that point of time and asked him to take a puff. And he did. Immediately his bronchitis got cured. So do not question the Avadhutas, the way they work. They work in a very mysterious way. Their ways are very, very radical. I know it can be objectionable at times. Not just about smoking. One fellow had another condition where Baba took a peda, the sweet meat, dipped it in ghee and gave it to him, which would have been worked against his condition, but he got cured. So do not question. Don't get into a space where you don't have any authority. Please. So even Nisargadatta Maharaj, thanks, you mentioned about it. He used to smoke chillam or cigarettes or whatever. So you don't get there. And it doesn't matter to the disciples and devotees. And you don't judge by saying that a Siddha Purusha or a great master will never do that. So all these men are what? You see the Aghoras, you see the Naga Sadhus. What are they? They are not great Siddha Purushas. Because what you define is right. Contesting those statements that has been made. Anyway. मतलब ये बस यही कहना चाहता हूं कि शिरडी में एक बार किसी एक व्यक्ति को जो ब्रोंकाइटिस कहते हैं, आस्थमा कहते हैं, वो हुआ था. वो व्यक्ति जब शिरडी में द्वारका माई में बाबा के सामने जब आया, उसको दौरा पड़ा, तब उसको अटैक हुआ. तब बाबा ने जो चिल्लम वो स्मोक कर रहे थे, वो ये कश लेके उनको दिया और बोलो तुम चिल्लम पी. तो जब उसने किया वो काम, तो तुरंत उसका जो आस्थमा, जो ब्रोंकाइटिस डिजीज था, तुरंत निकल गया. वो व्यक्ति ठीक हो गया. ये अवधूत संप्रदाय, ये गुरु सिद्ध पुरुष, उनके तरीके में और उनका जो करने का ढंग है, वो जैसे सब सोचते हैं और समझते वैसे नहीं करते हैं. उनका अलग ही रास्ता है. जिसमें आपको समझ नहीं है उसमें मत घुसो. उनका जो तरीका अलग है, उनका रंग अलग है, उनका ढंग अलग है. आप काशी में जाओ, हिमालय में जाओ, बहुत सारे साधु संत बैठे हैं, चिल्लम इस्तेमाल करते हैं. नागा साधु ले लो, अघोरी देख लो, कोई भी होगा, बहुत सारे करते, सभी करते, ये नहीं कहते. उससे भक्तों को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, ना उनको कोई फर्क पड़ता है. आपको क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? क्योंकि वो व्यसन, उनको ये व्यसन नहीं है, उनके लिए ये वासना नहीं है. वो वासना से बहुत आगे निकल चुके हैं. तो आप जिस विषय पर टिप्पणी नहीं करना है, जिस विषय पर आपका पूरा ज्ञान नहीं है, प्लीज डोंट टॉक अबाउट सब्जेक्ट्स व्हिच यू डोंट. जस्ट प्लीज. Then coming to another statement. Swami Vivekananda made a statement that consuming a brinjal or the eggplant or any other vegetable is not equivalent, is better than consuming tulsi. Right? That's what, am I right? Is this what he has said?
So he said like tulsi is superior to other vegetables, and first a person should be like putting tulsi in his food as an offering to the Lord, and then think of any other vegetables. So tulsi has the highest precedence over other vegetables, something like that.
But what did Swami Vivekananda say? It's better to have a brinjal, eggplant, brinjal, than tulsi.
Yeah, I mean, Swamiji had said like that just live normally, right? I mean, why do you have to eat like that?
Exactly. So what he said is, he did not speak in a condescending manner about tulsi leaf. He had highest of respect for it. He did not speak low about it. But what he said, again, metaphor, example, उदाहरण समझाना, छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं. भक्ति की आवश्यकता है, लेकिन अपने शरीर के लिए सिर्फ भक्ति ही नहीं, मतलब अच्छी तरह से पौष्टिक आहार भी खाने की आवश्यकता है. Bhakti is essential, but you cannot survive only on bhakti. You also have to take care of your physical body. Don't ignore it. It's a metaphor. Prabhuji, please. It's such a simple, I do not want to even visit the subject that you made a comment on this. He said, bhajan, bhojan, dono chahiye vyakti ko. You know, many people say that. Bhajan, nantar bhojan. Bhojan, nantar bhajan. Pehle bhojan, nantar bhajan. A man whose stomach is empty, you offer him a food, and staple food, regular food, and you say that I will drop this one, pinch of tulsi in a glass of water, you drink and you survive. Will you be able to know? First you feed me, then I will learn your philosophy. Healthy, stomach which is full can only absorb the philosophy. That is what Swami Vivekananda has said. He has given a lot of importance to the physical body. शरीर के लिए बहुत महत्व किया है, क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा कि ये शरीर है जिसमें आत्मा रहती है. तो शरीर की देखभाल करना आपका कर्तव्य है. बस वही कहा उन्होंने. It is, are you so shallow in understanding such a simple thing? You are such a great master. God bless. Well, then moving forward, he says Swami Vivekananda advised the youth to be physically strong and active, which is not necessary. Playing football or any other sport can never be better than reading the Bhagavad Gita, translated by Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada.
I just want to clarify this point here. Okay, so Swami Vivekananda had mentioned that, has always advised the youth to be physically strong and active. Okay, but Amog Lila Prabhuji, he said first one should be focused more on the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and then everything else comes after that. All right, it's not necessary doing all of that, playing football or any other sport. First you read Bhagavad Gita translated by Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, then do everything else. Okay, something like that.
Yeah. No, first of all, it is very difficult to understand what he is trying to say. It's very shallow, his statements are, but nevertheless. जैसे कि Swami Vivekananda had once said that healthy body is healthy soul. If your body is healthy, your soul is healthy. It's again a metaphor. is one of the quotes of Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji has said that. What it means, if you exercise, you play a game, you do anything, when you keep your body healthy and fit, your mind is alert, you are very fresh, your all the hormones, your dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphin, everything is perfectly fine. Your cortisol levels are low, you're fine. You'll be in a better position to absorb the Bhagavad Gita that you read. What is wrong? Do we really need to dive deep into this statement of Shri Swami Vivekananda ji, Swamiji's statement? He said that if you're physically fit, if you're unwell, you are sick, you have got lethargy, you have a lot of anxiety, days and all those issues. You're sleeping, you're not at all active, you're not physically fit or active. Can you focus in reading and understanding and absorbing the holy scripture like Bhagavad Gita? You can't. So where is the question? He said, keep your body fit and firm and healthy. Then you can absorb the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. He never spoke ill about Bhagavad Gita. Or he never kept exercise above Bhagavad Gita. He said, only purpose is to read and understand and live by Bhagavad Gita, for which you have to have a healthy body. That's all he said. Can't we understand so much? उन्होंने सिर्फ इतना कहा स्वामी विवेकानंदा ने कि भैया आप अपने शरीर को अच्छी तरीके से रखो, आरोग्य का पालन करो, आप थोड़ी कसरत करो, खेलो कूदो. जब आपका शरीर स्वस्थ रहेगा, आपकी आत्मा भी स्वस्थ रहेगी, आपका मस्तिष्क भी अच्छी तरह से काम करेगी. तब जाके आप जब भगवद गीता पढ़ते हो तो आप अच्छी तरह से समझ सकते हो, अच्छी तरह से आप अपने अंदर समा सकते हो भगवद गीता को, उसका अर्थ और तात्पर्य को ले सकते हो और अपना जीवन भगवद गीता पर निर्भर जीवन जी सकते हो. बस इतना ही कहा. उन्होंने कभी भगवद गीता ना पढ़े ऐसा नहीं बोला. उन्होंने कहा खेल कूद से आपका शरीर इतना स्वस्थ रहेगा कि आप भगवद गीता को समझोगे, पढ़ोगे, समझोगे और उस पर जियोगे. अपना जीवन आप अपना जीवन में रह सकते हो. बस इतना ही कहा. इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है समझने वाली या कुछ ऊंचे नीचे कहने वाली? आई रियली डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई ही सेड दैट. Nevertheless, next he says, worshipping any devata leads to indirectly worshipping Krishna, as Krishna is the supreme Godhead. Worshipping any other god is therefore redundant and a waste. Referring Bhagavad Gita of Srila, whatever of Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ji, his interpretation. I think it is a bunch of contradictions in itself.
Yeah, he said, yeah, so it's the shloka. He basically opened his laptop and started reading a shloka. I mean, it's, as you said, like, he himself is a preaching monk. He should be aware of the shloka. So rather he opens his laptop and he follows, like, reads every sentence, okay, from the laptop. Okay. So he refers to the shloka 9, chapter.
Whatever, but all that I said.
Shloka number 23. All right. And I think.
नहीं, मतलब इसमें जो इन्होंने जो अपना जो कहा है कि worshipping any other devata leads to indirectly worshipping Lord Krishna, तो हो गया ना. एक ही बात है. ज्योत तो एक ही है. एक ही ज्योत से तो हजारों ज्योत जलाते हैं हम. तो आप किसी भी नाम से पुकारो, किसी भी मतलब एक आकार में आप उनको, मतलब किसी भी भगवान को, किसी भी देवता का आप पूजा पाठ करो तो पहुंचेगा श्री कृष्ण पर. उन्हीं पे जाके उन्हीं के चरणों में पहुंच जाएगा. ठीक है, हम भी तो वही कहते हैं. हो गया. he is hit a self-goal. All that he is saying is that in whichever name, whichever God you worship, whichever form you worship, eventually has to come to Krishna. Krishna is the Godhead. Even we say that. Even we believe that. Same Krishna, we call him as Vishnu also, we call him as Ram also, we call him as Hanumanji also, we call him as Shiva also, we call him as everything. So eventually it is one. So what is the difference? So basically you're trying to navigate everything to your interpretation of Lord Krishna. Your way of worshipping Lord Krishna is the only way. It's not about Lord Krishna. Your way of worshipping, accepting and living by the teachings and your interpretations of Bhagavad Gita, that is the only way. You're grossly mistaken. You will never succeed. Do not be stupid. It will not work, because this Sanatana Dharma is based on 5 Siddhantas. It is based on 3 ways of worship. It is based on 3 different ways of different entities being worshipped. We have Shakteyas, worshippers of Shakti. We have Shaivas, worshippers of Lord Shiva. We have Vaishnavas, worshippers of Lord Vishnu. And all the avatars of these, Shakti Aradhakas, Vaishnavas, Shaivas, they have no problem with each other. What is your problem? Why is this fundamentalism coming in here? We are very open thinkers. We are such people that we also heard out Charvaka. We have read Charvaka Samhita, a die-hard atheist, a lokayata, worldly guys. Yatham jivet, sukham jivet, ranam kritva ghrisam pivet, bhasmi bhutasya dehasya, punaragamanam kutaha. We have heard him also. So we are such open thinkers, and we respect everything. We respect Shakteyas, we respect Vaishnavas, we respect Shaivas, and we are Avadhutas. We belong to the Datta Sampradaya. What is the problem? It is not going to fly, no matter what you do. Next billion years, no, it won't. We live by Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna is our Lord, but we don't see him the way you see. We are not saying the way you say is right or wrong. That is for you. But you don't tell that what we do is wrong. No, you have no right. This land, this Vichardhara, thought process, is very wide and open. That is why Sanatana Dharma is never old, it is always young, because it is ever evolving. जो मैं कहता हूं सनातन धर्म कभी पुराना नहीं है, सनातन है. सनातन का मतलब ये था, है और रहेगा. और ये प्राचीन सभ्यता नहीं है, ये सभ्यता हर बार मतलब बेहतर होती जाती है. हमारे पास 5 सिद्धांत है. किसकी बात कर रहे हो आप? द्वैती है. वैष्णव संप्रदाय द्वैत संप्रदाय है. गौड़ीय ब्राह्मण संप्रदाय द्वैत संप्रदाय है. द्वैती है, विशिष्टाद्वैती है, द्वैताद्वैती है, शुद्धाद्वैती है, अद्वैती भी है. हम अद्वैती है, आप द्वैती हो. क्या अंतर है? हमें कोई कष्ट नहीं है. There are 5 philosophies: dualism, non-dualism, God-like and God, and there are like Dvaita, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Dvaitadvaita, Shuddhadvaita. So what is the problem? This is a very open school of thoughts. We have accepted, we have not accepted, we have also heard out the atheists, Charvaka. And we worship the energy, the feminine, as Shakti is. We worship Lord Shiva. We worship as Shaivites. We worship Lord Vishnu and all his avatars as Vaishnavas. So you please do not tell us that this is wrong and this is right. Stop judging. Our thought processes, Vicharadhara of Sanatana Dharma, is very wide and open. We accept, we discuss, we deliberate, we debate. Several religions have emerged from here, but this Thought process was there, is there, and will always be there. Sanatana, the only surviving ancient belief system, only because it is ever young and there is never an end. Thought processes are always welcome. Please do not tell us. Right. Coming to Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, to the best of my understanding, Ramakrishna Mission, they are Advaitis. ISKCON is Dvaitis. Dual is ISKCON, non-dual is Ramakrishna Mission. There will always be a conflict of opinions between Dvaitis and Advaitis. Always. And it can never be solved. So why step in and speak ill about Advaitis? Why any Advaiti should speak ill about Dvaitis? Follow. We all speak about the same seed syllable. Please start with Ankara. So let us restrict to that. Let us respect each other's space and opinions. Why? Right. I really don't understand. Swami Vivekananda belongs to they are Bhakti Margis. ISKCON people, you people are Bhakti Margis. Fine. Swami Vivekananda's order is that of they are Raja Yogis. So there is this, Raja Yoga versus Bhakti Yoga. Fair enough. Both mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. What is the problem? The only problem is the whole movement, the spiritual organization or the enterprise wants to push their narrative and say that you have to worship the way we worship. Lord Krishna is mine too. He belongs to me. I am a worshipper of Lord Krishna and I'll worship, believe, interpret the way I want to. My relationship with him is direct. I don't need anybody to come in between him and me. Who are you? And Bhagavad Gita, as it is what Lord Krishna has said, not what you have said or written. Don't try to impose that. It's a sin. It's a crime, spiritual crime, in my opinion. Right. Then, most important one point that I have to talk about is the non-vegetarian food. Are you trying to say that Swamiji used to order for meat? He was relishing and enjoying that. He was above and beyond the taste, vasanas, and all those things. Did it really matter to him? He ate what was served to him. He never discriminated. And I also will want to add one thing. Did Swami Vivekananda force anybody to eat meat? He said, be tolerant. He displayed as an example, and it is in the culture in the Eastern India. Many people, many Brahmins, everybody eats meat, especially the fish. It's in the culture. Ahimsa paramo dharma, I agree. But you can't say that just because somebody consumes meat, he or she will not attain moksha. You're grossly mistaken. Go back to the roots. We have evolved over 1 million years. We are carnivorous or omnivorous. Our body system is for both vegetarian food to be consumed and non-vegetarian food to be consumed. We are omnivorous. We are not herbivorous. We are not carnivorous. There are a lot of reasons to believe. But we will not dive deep into that subject. Why cow is being worshipped is because that's the only one, the human body needs animal protein, and that's the only one which gives us the animal protein. That's why we worship. Though we are vegetarians, we can still have the nutrients of a non-vegetarian. As a strict vegetarian, I'm saying this. Ancient days, we didn't know how to cook, we didn't know how to cultivate. Cavemen to whatever. We are not that now, I agree, but does not make us less potentially divine just because somebody consumes non-veg. You have that opinion, good for you, not for us. And this is being stated by a vegetarian, please understand. And Baba Shirdi Sainath Maharaj said once that tamasic food, and you're also not supposed to eat garlic and onion in one culture. At one place, they say that you can't eat, whichever is grown below the earth or whatever. That belief system, no issues. But Baba had said it very categorically that जो हम खाते हैं उसको अगर हम पचन नहीं कर सकते तो कौन से योगी बने? What we consume, if we cannot digest and internalize, what kind of a yogi? And if what you consume influences your emotions, then what kind of a yogi are you? Tamasic food, they say, if you consume, it affects your thought processes adversely. If food that you consume can have an adverse effect on your thought process, what kind of a monk are you? What kind of a yogi are you? Is what Baba had said and asked. Nevertheless, so just because somebody consumes non-veg food doesn't make them less spiritually evolved. So if somebody talks about nature, jungle, every morning, every bird, every animal leaves the nest only to hunt, kill, and eat. This is nature. Can't question. Survival of the fittest. And we are evolved from cavemen who did not know cultivation and whatever. From there we evolved, and Maharshi Manu is the one who brought us the cultivation and everything in our system. Then subsequently, from people who were eating raw meat to people who started eating cooked meat after invention of fire, to vegetarians, to fish eaters, to vegetarians, everything has evolved. So it doesn't mean anybody is less spiritually potent just because he or she consumes non-veg food. So please don't talk about things which commenting on things which you're not sure about. Yes, Deep, you have a statement to make?
Yes, Bhaiya. So regarding that football, the comment made on football by Amoglila Prabhu. Okay, so the original state quote that he was challenging was Swami Vivekananda's quote regarding regarding sports in general. Okay, so basically this was from a lecture where he was promoting like community strength, because that time the community bonding was not up to the mark. So he basically said that religious practices can wait, but sports and all these kind of activities, they foster community development. Okay, so that was his statement.
What's
now
wrong?
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong in it. Community building is very necessary. It's a necessity. I don't know. It's such a simple statement, and which has so much of socio-economic fabric or social fabric attached to it, that is being questioned, is something which only exposes the shallowness of people who speak like that anyway. Nevertheless, so the last statement, last thing, clarity which I want to bring in about the statements of Amogh Leela Prabhuji. आखिरी, आपने ये कहा कि वर्ल्ड रिलीजन कॉन्फ्रेंस में स्वामी विवेकानंदा जी ने, स्वामी जी ने ये कहा कि my dear brothers and sisters of America, and he gave a lengthy speech and you clapped in a very joking and very mocking. You should actually just not go by that. You should also dive deep into what all happened in that conference. Bringing the Eastern philosophy, our Sanatana Dharma's philosophy to the West, spreading all over. ISKCON has done a humane job in their own interpretation of Bhagavad Gita, whatever. It's fantastic, admirable. But at the same time, one such gentleman who was an attendee of the World Religious Conference, there were books, holy scriptures stacked up one above the other. Bible was on the top. Then Quran Sharif and different, all the religions of the world. In the main entrance. Right at the bottom was Bhagavad Gita. Last book, right at the bottom. The top was Bible. And in between, so many scriptures. So Swami Vivekananda was standing there, and one of the, Christian spiritual master came and he spoke to him in a very mockingly. He said, look at this, the religion that you belong to, for whom you are representing here, is right at the bottom, and see, our religion, Bible, is at the top. That is, Bhagavad Gita was right at the bottom, and top was Bible. We don't have any such thoughts, but that man had that thought. Swami Vivekananda, Swamiji very smilingly said, he said, I understand, I agree. We are right at the bottom. Because understand, that is the foundation. Foundation is always right at the bottom and never visible, it is only felt, without which nothing can survive. The world cultures cannot survive without Bhagavad Gita. That is the respect and understanding Swamiji had for Bhagavad Gita. जब स्वामी विवेकानंद वर्ल्ड रिलीजन कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए गए, तो क्रिश्चियन एक पादरी ने कहा, उधर सारे पुस्तक ग्रंथ लिखे गए थे, रखे गए थे एक के ऊपर एक, सबसे नीचे रखा गया था भगवत गीता को और सबसे ऊपर रखा गया था बाइबल को। तो उस पादरी ने हंसी मजाक में स्वामी जी को कहा कि देखो, मेरा धर्म ग्रंथ जो है ये सबसे ऊपर है, आपका जो धर्म ग्रंथ है वो सबसे नीचे। स्वामी जी ने माना और कहा, हाँ हमारा सबसे नीचे है, क्योंकि ये हमारा स्तंभ है, ये स्तंभ का जो फाउंडेशन है वो भगवत गीता है। अगर उसको मैं निकाल दूंगा तो सब गिर जाए। पूरा मनुकुल, पूरा विश्व के सारे संस्कार, विश्व के सारे धर्म खड़े हैं तो भगवत गीता के ऊपर ही खड़े हैं, वो हटा देंगे तो सब गिर जाएगा। तो ये गौरव था, वो भी उन्होंने भी मजाक में कहा, लेकिन ये गौरव था, ये अर्थ था, ये तात्पर्य था स्वामी जी का, स्वामी विवेकानंदा जी का भगवत गीता के ऊपर इतना विश्वास था। वो भगवत गीता को ही लेके गए थे और कुछ नहीं ले गए। और आपने जिस व्यंग्य से कहा कि my dear sisters and brothers of America, and in such a condescending manner that you spoke about him, you should know this also. Please do not speak about a master like Swami Vivekananda. Like we respect Srila Prabhupada ji, you also respect Swami Vivekananda. His service, his inspiration is relevant even today, just like how Srila Prabhupada ji's inspiration is relevant even today. So please, I am sorry if any of my statements have hurt anybody's sentiments. Idea is to bring in some clarity, and some words were really harsh, but intent is only to say that please behave yourself. Do not comment on things where you don't have authority over. And don't speak in a condescending manner about great masters like Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda, and Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Hope the ban on you, which is for 1 month or 1 year, I don't know, I'm not too sure, should be revoked immediately. I think the world should know you are not, ridiculing others by speaking like the way your body language and the language that you're talking, the way you are expressing. You're not ridiculing anybody but yourself. You're exposing yourself. So the ban should be removed. You should speak more, is what my opinion is. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the patience and hearing. Sai Ram.